Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you with us. Today we are starting our journey across southern Texas on our way to Big Bend, and we were excited about this drive because, well, none of leaving the KOA in San Antonio, we had some decisions to make. We could take I-10, which appears to be the quicker but longer route, or 90, and we're going to take 90 and go through Del Rio into Big Bend. We are all packed up, ready to roll. Let's see how this goes. Was it me, or was that a slow gate?
This is very slow.
Dramatic effect.
Because maybe I'm impatient. I'm accused of being impatient sometimes.
Dramatic effect.
Oh, look. They missed the bus. They got young kids with them. Hope they don't get mugged.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're on our way to Big Bend. Got a late start. We have to start setting our alarms because we seem to sleep later than we used to. Particularly when we get exhausted like we were in downtown, from downtown San Antonio. So Cindy's in Walmart getting milk and a few other things. We're pretty well stocked from our Costco trip still. Got a full load of water on board, knowing that we're in South Texas in the summer. Thoughts on San Antonio? Well, on one hand, it was a beautiful city. The Riverwalk is, I mean, one of the coolest things of any urban place that we've been. However, the level of poverty and riffraff in downtown was also one of the highest that we have seen. I think been there, done that. We have no need to go back to San Antonio unless, of course, you know, some adult friends invited us and we were gonna be hanging out with friends all week and doing the restaurant thing. But Gas Buddy was not showing too much in the way of gas past this point. We're filling up now, even though I still had a half a tank, and hopefully we'll make it all the way to just before Big Bend. And I heard there was gas somewhere just before Big Bend. Marathon, maybe. Pleasantly cool right now compared to yesterday. All right, there we go. Well, we did get lucky. The gas prices are this is the most we paid at $2.15. And pretty much every tank, I have a 36-gallon tank, and pretty much every tank has been about $50, which is much different than when we first bought the truck back in 13. The gas, a full tank for us in 2013 was maybe $110, $120, much better. All right, now let's go get Cindy. All vehicles must stop ahead. An inspection station just west of Del Rio. Get the wallet ready. Can you hand the camera to Ethan? K9 on duty.
Restrain your pets.
Alright. I bet those are x-rays.
Act like you're not filming anything.
Hello.
How you guys doing today?
Good, you?
Where you headed to?
Big Bend.
Alright, have a good drive.
Thank you. Heck, we could have had all kind of
I wonder if
people
those
with
are
it.
x-rays like you said.
I think they were. You heard all the clicking?
Yeah, what was all that?
X-rays.
Well,
Or infrared or something.
maybe. Yeah, heat sensor type stuff.
Alright, always fun to pass 3 oversized loads on a 4-lane road with no center median.
I might run out of battery before.
Yeah. Good. We're good.
And his mirror.
His mirror stuck out a little bit. Looks like he came over, huh?
He did. Probably trying to warn you.
Hey, we did it. Thank you.
Good job, Dad.
Thank you, son. I do my best to keep you alive. All right, so traveling near the border was one of the experiences that we knew would be a little different on this trip. And we just passed Uvalde, I think, Uvalde, Texas. And for the first time, we're seeing like the traffic headed eastbound on 90 had a mandatory inspection station. We're seeing our first signs that we're close to the border. And the landscape also changed right about this point. Up until Uvalde is pretty much not very interesting. But it has changed now. And we're seeing some rolling hills. We're seeing some, what I think is sandstone. Anyway, we will check back with you next exciting thing we see.
So that's Mexico.
Show off. I already.
We are at, where are we?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We're at the Judge Roy Bean Visitor Center in Texas. He was the law west of the Pecos River. Y'all saw the Pecos River that we just passed?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was the law. We have to find out what we're looking at so we can tell anybody else. And Ethan here just got stung by something. Figures would be 1,000 miles from any help when he decides to get stung. No, it wasn't his choice to get stung. Original Jersey Lee, Original Jersey Lee Saloon. We are about 2 hours out of Big Bend still, and I think, what time is it?
5:15.
That we get a spot. I asked for a receipt, and I don't even know what all this is. Here we go. The pump didn't tell us how much we paid. It just told the gallons, so 26 gallons at $2.45. That's correct. Okay. We're on 385 south into Big Bend and just stopped at the Border Patrol there. I wanted to ask a few questions because it's 6:30 p.m. and of course we have no reservations or anything, and it's about, I think it's saying 60 miles into Chico's Basin from the town of Marathon. So I asked him if he had a feel for how many people were in the park, and he said that currently there's very few people in the park because nobody wants to camp in this weather. So, except us.
We do, right? Yeah.
You want to do everything.
The temperature is dropping right now. It's 94. It was 102 for most of the drive here. Anyway, so I said we're going to go up to Chico's Basin. I said if we can't get a site, is it okay if we just pull off somewhere and find a place to sleep so we don't have to come back out the 50, 60 miles? And he said probably if you pick a roadside park, they'll probably leave you alone for the night. So that's our backup plan. But plan A is to get into Chico's Basin campground. He also said he had talked to some folks that came out of the park that said they didn't see anyone else in the park during their visit. Which, yeah, you got to be a little nutty to come here right now, I suppose. Arriving after hours, please pay fee in the morning.
Okay.
We have finally gotten here.
Climb the ladders.
So, boys, isn't that burning your hands?
No.
It is 109 right now, and we're getting ready for the family portrait. And I can say 109 in the shade doing nothing is tolerable.
Yeah, this ain't bad.
It's not like a Gulf Coast heat. So, you know, I wouldn't be comfortable staying here long, but I think I could tough it out for 2 or 3 days to see what we need to see here. Long as we manage our time well, get up with the sun, and hide somewhere during the middle of the day.
Some road runners, guys.
Hey, I see something up there. It's a rock.
The transmission temperature was climbing and climbing. Finally the cooling fan went off. I was a little uncomfortable, so we stopped here letting the temperature drop. We've got to be pretty close to the top, I think. The golden hour. So finally, through all the intense heat, we made it to our campsite at Big Bend National Park. Join us next time. We'll show you what the campsite looks like, and we'll find out how we were able to cope with the intense heat in southern Texas in June. As always, thank you for joining us. We're glad to have you along, and we'll see you next time.